fucking misdemeanor and committing son of a bitch.
We were just talking about your ex-wife. I didn't see.
Hey, what's up? The reason I had to go to court today.
What up, dog? You're welcome. You're the reason you are the reason you had to go to court today.
Absolutely, 100%.
You are the reason.
100%. To quote the great Kevin Brennan, I was a bad boy.
You were a bad boy.
Wait, so I don't even know if you know this, but Keanu seems to think that April Imholt is now living back with her parents.
The court documents would spell that out. Yeah.
So she went from wow. So she's had quite a couple of years. Wow. You got me on the soundboard.
I've got so many Kevin Brennan sound drops. I got this one. You'll like this one.
I'll fucking kill you, you fucking.
See, I cut it off though because I know
you're a pro. You're a real pro.
I'm a pro.
That was one of the great moments in broadcasting history.
I think we play that on our show and break it down once a year. It's like it's a monument.
I didn't know if you wanted people to. I didn't know how I knew that she was at home. I forgot you told me that, but isn't that you said you knew
public?
That
it's public record. She was. That's the address she put on when she was served with the subpoena.
Chug, mom.
I did. Shut up.
Why is everybody day drinking? Wait, Michael and Gino, Steel Toe.
Yeah. Hey.
I do. Yeah. Hey.
Michael, you're forgiven.
Thank you. That's all I ever want.
Asshole.
We weren't very nice about Aaron for a while.
No, you weren't, but it's okay.
Aaron, I just take Keanu's lead. Blame her.
You know, I read the Discovery, Keanu, and I will say this.
What?
Gino stayed loyal.
He's a loyal boy.
All Gino told was the truth.
Well, what did I tell? That's all I told. I told what I saw and what I knew. Was I meaner about the truth? Maybe?
Yeah, the spices you threw in were a little.
All right, but don't think I didn't tell the truth. Maybe it was.
You didn't say anything that wasn't true. But you.
No, Gino was spicier. He was like, "This is fucking stupid."
Okay, you're right. He was spicier.
Was fine, mommy.
It was more in my favor. His spice.
I hear it. There you go. Yeah.
Wait, did your lawyer ever think this would be like a serious charges? Like you were saying, we watched a clip. You were talking about a felony. Did your lawyer really, or did he never guess on what it would be? You'd end up being.
He said two things at the very beginning. He said you'll never do jail time and you won't have a felony.
Yeah, because what you did was so in the grand scheme of things, it's so insignificant. I mean, you sent a picture on your phone. It wasn't revenge porn. It wasn't anything.
No, but it was wrong, and I hurt people.
People do wrong things all the time.
I know, but I don't. It's not a. It's I know a lot of people. I've seen people writing on Twitter and shit and on YouTube and all that. They're like, another win for the toe. I did a shitty thing. I did something mean. It was a bully thing, and it was a fuckboy shithead thing to do. And I'm really glad I got to go to court today and say that because now I can say it here. You got to remember. People were like, "Oh, Aaron."
Wait, did you say fuckboy in court?
Oh yeah, I said I was an N-word fuckboy, and they appreciated that. It's St. Cloud.
You know it was a douchey thing to do. You knew it was awful, but look what you had just gone through, getting like cucked out of your life. You were trying to like.
Thanks, Keanu. Appreciate it.
It's true. Nobody should ever do that. But is it?
But Steel Toe, when you were doing it at the time, you didn't think it was a terrible thing, right?
Yeah, let's just say
you said to Gino. You said to Gino, your boy's not doing so bad. So you're obviously just it was lighthearted.
Well,
it was boy braggadocio.
Yeah, Keanu was there at the time. It was definitely a guy who was going through some shit who just wanted his buddy to tell him he was doing okay. Because I needed to hear it. It was a retarded, shitty thing to do. And I was the wonderful specimen you see in front of you now. That was not the guy who sent the text message.
And at that point, April was living there, and you were mad at both of that. You were mad at the three of them, right?
I really wasn't. No, I wasn't mad. I had filed for divorce already, and it was. I think everything was signed at that point, or at least was signed within the week. I was like kind of depressed about the whole thing because I was kind of finally admitting to myself how degenerate and gross and disgusting it was. And I was like, God, at least let somebody. And like nobody was disagreeing with me. That's the thing. Like sometimes you say shit to people, you confess what you did, and you're hoping they're going, oh, it's okay. It's okay. But nobody was doing that. They were just kind of like, yeah, it's fucking gross. And so I just wanted somebody to be like, hey, good job, buddy. And is retarded.
Oh, good. You're having a victory beer.
You're doing okay now. You're doing okay now.
Oh God, so much better.
So as long as you can look yourself in the mirror in the morning, who gives a shit about anybody?
Hey, let me tell you something, Michaeline. This hair moves back any further. I'm breaking all the fucking mirrors in my house like Red Dragon.
Steel Toe, here you got a forum here to shit on what happened to Melton's face? Have you seen Melton's face?
It's either AIDS or monkeypox. I haven't decided which one yet.
What happened to his face?
I don't know. It just looks like he's got like a sore that won't go away.
Oh.
Like people tweet about it and I'll see it every once in a while. And it's just this weird, it looks like, Kevin, you've seen Philadelphia, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
You know when Tom Hanks is dying and he's got all those lesions on his face?
Yeah.
Oh.
They look like Tom Hanks' AIDS lesions.
Wow.
Flimsy said a couple of days ago that he thinks Melton was trying to put a saddle on his wife.
What?
And she kicked him.
Like, yeah. Like that?
Like a horse, yeah.
What?
That's a Flimsy. And Flimsy knows Melton pretty well.
You're not supposed to just put a saddle on those kinds of people anymore. That's a very 1950s move.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh.
Where is the lesion? Like where on his face?
It's right under his glass and his right eye.
You know where Nelly kept his Band-Aid? That's where Melton's got his AIDS lesion.
Yeah, I know nothing about Nelly.
Oh, sorry.
Their teardrops.
I apologize.
Is he a rapper, Nelly? Is that who you're talking about?
You're on the
wait. I saw somebody ask you if you have to register as a sex offender. I mean, I thought that was funny.
No, well, yeah, I mean, it is funny, but it's also a serious.
That'd be hilarious if you had to register as a sex offender.
No, it's not considered like in Minnesota. It's not considered one of those offenses. It's more a digital crime than anything else.
Yeah, you're not going to schools and stuff. You're not isoprosilene or whatever the fuck his name is.
Not Melton, for God's sake. I don't like when Kiki and Michaeline go on vacation because when they come back, I get charged with a felony.
I don't understand.
It's your fault, Toe.
It is my fault, but I didn't say I have to like it.
I don't understand what you're talking about. Exactly.
Yeah, well, listen. If
Siri,
we could let bygones be bygones.
Michaeline, what she's talking about is the thing that you shit on me for endlessly for months. It's fine.
I didn't do that. Keanu did.
And you missed Michaeline saying on our program, she said, maybe we were a little harsh on air.
You know who snitched you two out to me because I don't watch shit? You know who snitched you out?
Who?
My first wife, the mother of my children. We would be dropping off the kids. She'd be like, you know what Michaeline and Keanu said about you today?
I'm so glad she's a fan.
Yeah. I didn't say anything.
She's like, I don't want to watch this anymore. I'm like, you will.
I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Wait, how's your first wife doing?
Very good. I will tell you, I don't know. I don't know what happened in the last year. I don't know what changes are made, but our relationship has never been better and we're getting along swimmingly. I have no idea what got removed or what got added or what got changed. But in the last year, we've been getting along better than ever.
You know, it's funny. Everyone's saying I was separated or getting divorced, and because of that, to stick at everybody, I've been the nicest to my wife in like years.
Oh my God!
Just so everyone wouldn't be able to be like, yeah, they got divorced. I haven't bought her flowers, but the other day she's like, you want to go on a walk? I said no, but I actually thought maybe I should go on a walk with her. So it's whatever they say that is happening, I'm like, okay, let's make the other thing happen.
And then you spit in her mouth, or she spits in your mouth.
Yeah, but only that's not all the time.
That can be.
That's only on special occasions.
Yeah.
Special occasion spitting. Okay.
It's not even special occasion. It just has to be. I have to be. You know, it's not every time.
Like really into it.
A coital spitting. Yes.
All right, calm down. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's getting a
Sorry,
little...
Kevin. You opened up to us.
Yeah, I was drunk.
It was fun.
I feel like if he tells you,
I really enjoyed it.
Hey, Kevin, be careful what romantic things you tell these two. You'll walk away with a charge.
No kidding.
Don't send Kevin Brennan any pictures either, everybody. Jesus.
I don't take pictures. I don't share pictures. I have no pictures. I have no pictures of my wife on my phone. Just all pictures of super chats. That's literally my phone. That's all you can find. If the cops pull me over, they'd be like, "What the fuck are these pictures of?" I'd be like,
"Hey, Kevin, as of June of 2024, you and I have that in common."
Oh, you started doing it?
Yeah, I didn't think that keeping nude pictures of anyone was really beneficial to me. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Well, who gave you the picture? Did Nick Ricotta give you a picture of his wife, or she gave it to you?
I can't talk about anybody specifically. All I will say is that what I pled guilty to today, I took a photo personally while I was on stream, and I shared it with Gino, and that was not a nice thing to do.
Right.
How are the Ricotta kids doing? Speaking of that,
I don't know, and I hope to never know. I wish them the best.
And because you were the really, you seem like the only. I mean, that was your side of the story, but you're the only person that cared about the Spaghettiios and all that stuff.
Okay, but people go like, "Oh, he says he made Spaghettiios." Do you know what a bare minimum shit thing that is to do? Like,
I forgot about the Spaghettiios.
That's not.
Yeah, but if that was the only food in the house, that was okay.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. It's just that, like, when people are knocking on the door and being like, "I'm hungry," I'm like, "Well,
oh, that is."
But you guys are having foursomes and doing coke, and the kids are hungry.
I can't talk about anything like that. But all I can say is that, like, honestly, making Spaghettios for some kids is like the bare minimum. It's not a fucking hero thing. It's still, you were still a garbage person who did garbage things. You were just the least garbage. Like, that's not a. That's not.
You were just a little teeny bit of trash.
Right.
I was a lot of bit of trash, but I did mildly redeeming things in between.
Right. You weren't there when they battering rammed the door down. So
thank Christ.
Thank goodness.
Wait, so is Nick? I don't know if you even know this. Is Nick Ricotta going to Hackmania in May?
Judge has to let him go. What do you call it? The probation that he's going to be on. No drinking, no drugs. Probably 5 years or so, and the court has to approve every time he crosses state lines.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you can go wherever you want.
Until the sentencing, yes. But like, part of my release conditions are that I just have to let them know if I'm leaving. So like, I don't have to get permission. I just have to go, hey, on this date to this date, I'm going to be here. My lawyer sends that to them, and then I go.
So what kind of sentencing are we talking about?
We're looking at probation and a $50 fine.
Oh, so that's
wait.
okay.
Oh, wait. You're still going to get sentenced?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's part of pleading. Like, you don't just say, "Hey, I did it," and they go, "See you later."
But then, is it considered a misdemeanor? Or?
Yeah, it's a misdemeanor.
Okay.
Yeah, but you don't get sentenced for a misdemeanor.
Yes, you do. You get like a year of jail stayed. They don't give you the year of jail. Instead, they go for X amount of time. In this case, 0 months to 2 years. You can't do this. And mine's going to be the terms of my release, not saying or mentioning or going near certain things or people or whatever. I have to do that. And then there's probationary discretion. Basically, they can go, all right, 2 years probation is the maximum. But after a couple of months, they're like, we really don't have anything to do with you. You're good. Like, we're not going to monitor you anymore.
I think everybody should have a jail stay at least once.
Have you, Michaeline? Okay.
Yeah, it was a weird take, Michaeline. I'm not gonna lie.
Minnesota's a pretty loosey-goosey state.
It's a joke.
Some dude, love the new makeup. Love the new makeup. Can't see the sores. The fake children's voices probably are only attractive to pedos who jump rope in children's parks.
He's talking
about Melton or Gino.
No,
or maybe me. The fake children's voices.
No, he's talking about Melton.
Oh, okay. Because people talk like a child to my mom.
They're calling out the fact that Melton gets bothered when people point out the source, so he's been trying to put on concealer.
It's got to be cystic adult acne. And that's what he.
Yeah, but Melton doesn't jump rope, does he?
No. Do you think he gets any exercise?
No.
But maybe children jump rope, double dutch. Some dude do better. Try it again, so we know.
Does this little piggy bother you, Aaron?
No, I gotta say that, like, as a guy who grew up watching Stern and as a radio guy and like all that stuff. I think any kind of attention is good attention. Like either people hate you a whole lot and they just root against you and they're passionate about it, or they love you and they want to see you do well. The thing you hate the most is people who don't give a shit. So I love that I've inspired people to do whole shows based on how much they hate my guts.
Can you say, Toe, the person that kept calling every day?
The person that kept calling every day.
There is a man that I don't want to say it because
there's only one person I can't mention
having to do with your court thingy, and then that person called every single day and was crazy.
You're gonna have to.
I don't know. You texted us about this.
Put it in the private chat.
Okay.
We'll see. I appreciate you being very careful with that, though. You're being too
general.
General, yeah. I don't know what you're trying to hone in on there.
Chauncey Gardner gifted 10 MLC podcast memberships.
Hey,
speaking of that piggy show or whatever, who do you find more annoying, Carl or Melton?
and I hate to say this, I really don't find either of them annoying because I understand their motivation.
Are you like Jesus? You just turn the other cheek or something?
He does. He always has something positive to say about everything.
Kevin, I've been doing this. I've been doing this for so long. I'm so
since you were 18, right? Oh, that's Opie.
No, I was 19. I started radio when I was 19. I'm a year later than Opie. Opie got the jump on me. But like, when you understand people's motivation, you don't hold it against them. Like Carl had nothing after John, so he needed to latch on to somebody. The only thing is, like, Carl used to call me on the phone and like talk to me. He's like, "This Melton guy's fucking weird. What's his weird obsession with you?" And then the minute he found out he could make money with me, he kind of shifted towards that. And then with, also he's a Dick Masterson guy, Juju the cow. Dick Masterson's a guy who likes to dress up as a cow and get fucked up the ass.
Allegedly, YouTube terms of service.
Allegedly. Carl's like, that's Carl's.
Wait, so you and Carl were friendly enough that you guys would speak on the phone?
During like Vikings Bills games, we'd be texting back and forth. He
called
but
not just texting, talking on the phone.
Oh, he called me on the phone one day. He's like, "What's the deal with this Melton guy?" Like when Melton started going after us, he like called me and he was going, "What's the deal with this Melton guy? He's fucking weird. Your show is fine. You just do a show. I don't get the obsession with it." And then when the Nick thing happened, Nick is like a Dick Masterson baby and Carl's a Dick Masterson baby. So Carl had to get Nick's back because he can't lose his endorsement from Dick Masterson. So then he teamed up with Melton. He was losing. I know it's so gay, but he was losing his Stuttering John heat. So he needed to move on to somebody else. And I was the thing that drew money. And like, Carl, he can't do a show on his own. He's the Opie of his own universe. He needs other people around him. That's why he took Jocktober. So Carl globbed onto me. Patrick globbed onto me. That's how they make money. I'm not going to fault anybody for making a living, especially
let them get their bag. That's right, Aaron.
Let them get their bag. Let them make some money.
That's not my philosophy, by the way.
I know you're a burn it down kind of guy.
Yep. Kiki is still friends with the Toe, even after the court documents where his wives texted about how he strangled and abused them.
I don't believe there were any court documents about that.
Wait, who strangled who?
Strangled.
People say I strangled April, and I think Keanu. I'm not going to defend myself on that. I know what did and didn't happen.
But it was consensual, right?
Every time I choked April,
it's a joke thing.
I will say this: every time I ever choked April, it was 100% consensual.
You took her to service.
But I will let Keanu address that herself. I'm not going to monopolize. They asked her. Keanu can tell you if she thinks I beat the shit out of April.
Here's the thing. I don't want to talk about her I just want her to have some peace. And glad she's out of, both situations. But I'm not gonna, But no, I'm not gonna say anything about that. She doesn't want to be a public person. So
what?
Thing. Yeah.
Well, it's kind of difficult when someone keeps, trying to bring you up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a little late to not want to be a public person.
I just want her to be okay.
Well,
that's like Hunter Biden go, hey, can everybody leave me alone?
Yeah, I will say this. I think April got in a little too deep. I think she wanted to be on the show that she was on until she realized what the internet was, and then it was too late to turn back. And I should have cautioned her against it. I should have told her no. I should have told her to stay with the job she had, and we should have just, me and the boys should have done our stupid fucking show we had here with Corey Adam and Oz and all those guys, and she should have stayed where she was. But I had a lot of fun being around her, so she was like, I want to do this. I'm like, all right, fine.
I was cute on your show with you.
Yeah,
she was cute. She was good.
Yeah, but the darker parts of doing a show, she wasn't.
I could say a lot more as to why I know that that's not true. Supposedly,
What's not true? What's not true?
The abuse piece from. Or at least some confusion of it. So
you don't have to defend me.
Right. I'm not gonna. But I'm not gonna. But I don't want to talk about her. I just want her to have some fucking peace.
Hey,
I'll say this: she's in the right place to go forward.
And no, and I could say, but I'm not going to even go there. So yeah.
How is she in the sack? Now that you wash your hands of her, I'm asking for the chat.
I'm a taken man. I'm with a beautiful woman, and she's amazing and has helped me immensely. I
don't think you give me enough credit for making her nickname, and everyone calls her that.
As a slam piece?
SP, yeah.
Because Keanu was still very friendly with April at the time. She didn't like that I was with somebody else, and she was like, "I don't want to."
I was happy with somebody else. I didn't care about that.
No, I'm not saying you weren't happy about it, but I'm saying like your whole statement was, "I don't want to hear about your new slam piece." And then
no, you asked me what should this. Literally, you could go back. You asked me on your show. You were like, "What should I call this new girl? Like, what's a good nickname?" I don't want to say her name. I was like, "Slam piece," and then it was born. I did not say. I was like, "Tell me about the slam piece."
I remember you saying, "I don't want to hear about your new slam piece."
How's your slam piece in the sack? How's she?
Wonderful. Oh my God.
Good. She's better than April. She's better than April.
I don't want to insult anyone.
She spit in your mouth.
I was just gonna say that.
Michael, we can't stop thinking about it.
I know.
Aaron.
Weird.
Aaron, go ahead, Aaron. You read it. Mr. Raper is one of our top super chatters in the world. So,
Aaron, when people said your plea deal was another win for the toe, that was sarcasm, right? Please tell me you understand this by now. We're all laughing at you. Well, I can say it wasn't. I think most people who were watching, a lot of people thought that this plea deal a lot of people got really upset about it. People who hate me got really mad that this was a plea deal. And I don't think they should be. I mean, I still had to admit what I did wrong. I think it's kind of one of those perception is reality things. If you think it's a terrible thing and I'm an awful person, I'm Adolf Hitler and I should have had more, that's fine. That's how you perceive it. I perceive it as I got to admit what I did wrong. I think the punishment fits the crime. I'm happy with it. If you think it's another win for the toe and Aaron got one on Rakeda and Rakeda's got a felony and Aaron doesn't, blah, blah, that's fine too. I don't understand why everybody has to play this competitive game. It is what you make it.
Aaron is so much better now that he's dating the slam. I think we call it slam. Wait, isn't it a different second word?
I believe it's called slam piece. I think he spelled it wrong.
Aaron is so much better now that he's dating the slam piece he cheated on his first wife with. Aaron, you see your kids more than yours. I don't even know what he's saying. Can you address it?
See my kids every other day. I'm sick of. No, I'm just kidding. No, they're fantastic.
So wait, you've known your slam piece for a while?
Maybe for a minute or two.
So she's not new to.
I've known her for a while.
You knew her before you met April. You knew her.
Oh yeah, I've known her before.
Was she a babysitter or anything like that? You'd go to the Joe Piscopo thing?
No, we didn't go to Joe Piscopo. Well, I love that Kevin thinks that's the entertainment we get in Minnesota. We get Joe Piscopo. I went and saw Colin Quinn a few months ago.
No, because Joe Piscopo famously married his babysitter.
Oh, no, Oh yeah, you're right, Kimberly. Yes, he did.
Yeah,
You're right.
years ago, he kept giving a baby. They loved that babysitter. Always gave her a ride home, and then he ended up marrying her. So I guess those rides went very well.
Those were good
And
rides.
his wife was like, "What's going on with the babysitter? I'm nothing, honey." And but she wasn't your babysitter.
No, she was not my babysitter. Keanu had a question, though. I was very interested to hear what her question was.
And also, Joe Piscopo's on the Dabbleverse radar because he's a lead into Anthony Cumia's 77 WABC show.
There you go. So, actually, we're inquiring minds want to know: while you were in the polycule, were you cheating on the polycule with slam piece?
No.
Piece.
No, I was not. I was
That's what I heard.
while I was cheating on my wife, I was not cheating on my wife.
Which I thought, okay, well.
Hey, I have a question. How many wives have you cheated on?
All of them. Honestly.
Maybe you shouldn't get married anymore. If you've cheated on
Hey,
everybody.
Michaeline. Hey.
Michaeline.
It's the only reason I'm here to hear you sing that like that.
Yeah, she loves it. We can't get enough. We can.
So are you a sex addict like Wade Boggs or something crazy?
I don't know if I was a sex addict, but I was I'll say this. I was probably closer than I'd ever like to be.
Hmm.
You know?
Sexual tension is through the roof. Yeah, I feel it too.
Between Michaeline and I?
Probably.
What?
Aaron, go ahead, Aaron.
Oh, Aaron, Melton is currently zoomed in doing 20 minutes on that shirt. Steely short sleeves over here. Sounds gay. It sounds gay. If you're zoomed in on another man's shirt talking about how another man looks in his shirt, it's a little gay.
He did an 8-hour show about you.
How is that anything but gay?
Huh?
How is that anything but gay?
I mean, that's like psychotic.
It's a bit psychotic.
Nothing wrong with being gay, but like I've said before, you can tell he's gay from his eyes. You can just tell.
Well,
I can tell he
Keanu, one time Melanie Mack told me.
Don't get me started. Ugh.
Hey, what happened? I'm sorry, Kev. I know it's your show, but what happened? You're back on Simcast now after the Melanie Mack kerfuffle. What's the deal?
I'll go sparingly. Yes, I don't like to burn my bridges, and I love Chrissy. She's still my
show is called Burning Bridges. Burn your bridges.
I want to burn my bridges.
That's where the money is.
I had an inappropriate emotional reaction to talking about Melanie Mack.
Yeah. All right.
Gino shared a pic with Kiki, you garbage human. What pic? Nick Ricotta's wife?
Gino shared. No, he didn't share it with me. I live here. I saw it.
John Mack, has enough time passed that Steel Toe can admit he knew about April's arrest prior to the MLC guest spot that day? Ouch.
Kevin, I think you can admit, based on my reaction when I was on the show, I had no idea that was going to fuck.
Yeah, you're not that good an actor.
Thank you. I appreciate that, buddy.
I mean, because even when Chad was saying it, you're like, no. And then
I was like, Chad, you're full of shit.
But then you could tell when you looked on your phone, you didn't say anything for at least 30 seconds, so you could tell you were kind of surprised by that.
People acted like I went in and snitched on him, and I think Keanu and Gino, I think I told them this because I was sharing pretty much everything with them at that point. The cops called me and they said, look, we're not saying you have to come in, but it would help you out a lot if you would come in here and talk to us. So and then when I went in there, they were like, you can have a lawyer present. You're not under arrest yet. Like, they didn't know that I was gone for as long as I was. They thought I was just out that day. And I think they fully planned on maybe taking me in.
Look at you. You lucky duck.
They treated me like a suspect that day. I'll say that.
Question for April. Why aren't you on the show today instead of your boring ex-husband?
She's not here.
Is she watching? Hi, April's parents.
Oh my God.
No, they're all watching together as a family unit.
It's like in Back to the Future where they were all watching Jackie Gleason or the Honeymooners or whatever. They all watch Kevin Brennan.
Yeah. Aaron has enough state jail sentence and can't leave the state and he thinks he won. LOL. Aaron has another state jail sentence and can't leave the state and he thinks he won. LOL.
Excuse me. Would somebody please tell me where I said I won? Thank you.
Another win for the toe?
Yeah, I guess another. Yeah.
That's
Hey,
a catchphrase.
you have a
We have
misdemeanor
incoming
on your
call.
record. Another win for the.
Visconti wants to say hi. Hello, you're on Kevin Brennan.
Kevin, if he doesn't give you money this time, because he never does, he's the biggest piece of shit ever.
Oh, okay.
Because what he's doing now is the biggest pathetic rip I've ever fucking seen.
Whoa, you're angry?
Tell me he better give you money this time, or he's fucking done, and I'm gonna come pay him a visit to kiss him on the lips.
He's laughing.
I'm gonna kiss him on his lips.
You're gonna kiss him on his lips like a centerfold?
Play the clip, Aaron. Play the clip of me yelling at Gino.
I'll fucking kill you, you fucking fat.
He was angry.
Old bridge builder Visconti is what they call him.
Yeah.
Jacob, gross misdemeanor liar, not misdemeanor.
I'm sorry.
do like that it's called a gross misdemeanor because it was gross.
Well, it was a gross crime. Yeah, that is a misdemeanor.
It was a gross
Wow.
thing to do.
I thought what I did was way worse.
It
Like,
was.
I'm not being competitive. I just thought like being disrespectful to a cop is way worse than fucking sending a picture that someone let you take of them, showing it to a friend. You didn't put on fucking. You didn't sell
Twitter?
it.
You didn't
Yeah,
tweet
you didn't
it.
put on
did
Twitter.
You?
You didn't sell it to people. I mean,
Yeah.
come on, give me a fucking break.
Who would
Kevin,
tweet
I think
such a
that cop
picture?
was so shocked when you talked to him like that.
I mean, it could have been worse. I mean,
No,
listen.
it's funny. No, it was funny, but I think he was just shocked.
Yeah,
Well,
why are
that's
you
what I
talking
do.
this nonsense?
No, because he expected me to be like, yes, officer, no, officer. I was like, kiss my grits, as Mel Diner used to say.
Kiss my grit.
You know that show, Kiana, if you don't know what a centerfold is?
No, I don't know what that is. I'm a bit younger, but I I've seen things.
Tori, you worried that you have peaked in terms of bangle? What?
I think
Bangle?
he's bangableness.
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 With April and what? Go ahead, you read it. He's Australian, so read it slow.
So, are you worried that you may have peaked in bangableness with April? And what was it about it cuckoldry that you found so enticing?
I
So
love
bad.
that accent.
Not bad. There you go.
I will say this. I'm not going to say anything bad about April. April's a beautiful girl. The person I'm with now is a beautiful girl. No, I mean peaked. I'm very attracted to everyone I have sex with. They're all very beautiful. I'm not going to rank them. As far as what we did, I think it's probably a very what's the word where it's subliminal. Subliminally, the two of us were probably tired of each other, and we were both happy to just we probably should have just broke it off instead of doing what we did.
What, you and April, you mean?
Yeah, I think when you do.
Yeah, but also you were doing a show together. You kind of were never separated from each other.
Yeah, no, that was a big mistake. And I think also
Same thing happened with Sonny and Cher.
Yeah, well, the comparisons. Right?
What?
I think both of us were really impulsive people, and when you're an impulsive person, you can't be with another impulsive person. No, there's never anybody around who goes, maybe this is a bad idea.
Once you dip your toe into the river of polyamory,
But there's
Yeah.
where drugs and alcohol involved. That's where that comes into play, right?
Well, and also like once you're not as into the person you're with, you kind of fall into another. Like, it's hard for me to say it because I can't, like, totally, but like, it's just
too hard.
read the red flags when it's over instead of like doing that kind of shit. Like,
what was it like? Did you lie awake at night and be like, "There's another man in this bed"?
Were you guys all in the same room together?
Yeah, like the polio people in Willy Wonka. Like
it sounds weird now, but it's hard to remember.
I bet.
Because of
You know
drugs
what I
and
mean? Like
alcohol.
it's hard to remember in you try to think about it and you're like, I don't remember what I was feeling at the time. I don't
Wait, so
remember.
there were definitely sometimes where all four of you were in a bed, like having
I
sex.
only know three people involved in the whole thing.
Yeah.
But were you in one big bed? Is that
I
what
only,
you were doing?
I only know three people.
California
I like
King.
to get a visual of this in my brain.
I only know three people involved in the whole thing. I don't know about anyone else.
You're like Uncle Joe, and you finally got up from the bed and went to the chocolate factory.
I've got a golden ticket.
He could walk all of a sudden. Fuck Uncle Joe.
Go ahead. Do the accent again. Oh, Mr.
Yeah.
Reaver, I think he's from England, or he's
All
got.
right.
Is that a euro or a
That's
no,
a euro,
wait,
I think.
or a
Hang on.
pound?
Let me try again.
That
Because
looks
my
like a
Australian
euro.
and my British are very similar. Hold on. Hey, Paul. Let's see, that was going to be Australian. Hey, Paul, are we supposed to talk about the Toes return to radio? Blocked. Yeah, that's another thing that the Melton people have. Like,
Wait, who's Paul? Who's Paul?
well, this is a guy I went to high school with, and he runs the one radio company that I don't talk to. And like, I talked to the other two radio companies in town, but like the Melton people are so like, they're so terrified of me going back to radio that they're like, no, it has to be this Paul guy. And this Paul guy wrote an article about my plea deal. And so I talked about it on the show, and I guess he got really butthurt about it. And he was like, no.
But offended.
But
Yeah, he got really offended. I'm sorry. He got really upset that I talked about it on my show. So he went talking to the street shitter that hangs out with Melton. I can't remember his name. And he was like, oh, I fucking hate Aaron and this and that. And I'm like, that's weird, because this is the same guy who, when we were at our buddy's wedding, he asked me to get a hold of him about a radio gig. And then I don't know. Like, it's this weird deal where I've been talking to 2 out of the 3 radio companies in this town. And the one I'm not talking to is the one that my old friend Paul works for. And I guess I pissed him off somehow. I don't know. It's very confusing. That whole onion world and their vitriol towards me, it's really hard to figure out where it started.
I heard Chad's talking to some of the same radio stations you're talking to.
Dude, what if Chad and I did a morning show together?
I'd listen.
That would be really good.
No, Chad said since Kumia got an AM job, and then you were talking about it, he said he's been making some phone calls.
It was so funny because the people I've been talking to, they swore to me. They're like, oh no, this thing you're going through has no impact on what we're talking about. Meanwhile, all the meetings I have scheduled with them are all after today's court date. Like,
yeah, they were lying to you.
Yeah. They were like, no, the felony thing, none of that, man. We'll work around anything. And then as soon as like they figured out there was a deal and there was no felony, they're like, all right, I got a meeting in May and I got a meeting in June. So it could be worse, I guess.
Biggest liar on the planet, fuck steel toe. And he's
nice. Michaeline, why do you fucking bullshit so much?
Does Aaron know he's a stuttering John in Minnesota?
I fucking wish I had as much success as Stuttering John did career-wise.
Clip it. Kiki riding the toes coattails is sad.
Okay. How am I riding his coattails? The toe tails?
No. Fuck that. Your first response was the best one. Okay. And then
he's got a golden ticket. He's like Uncle Joe. So.
Hi, boss. April said on the road that Toe choked her.
No, she didn't. That's the best way I can respond.
Okay.
I thought when I first looked at it, I thought he said April said under her breath, like Chad talking to the.
Well, when you're,
So wait, but did you guys? Was there any choking in your lovemaking? And how about with your foursome? Was there any choking involved with that?
I only know 3 people involved in the whole thing.
Okay, the problem with choking is if you do choke, even if a woman gives you consent, then if things don't go good, then she can say he choked me, and then how do you prove that she gave you consent unless you have written consent or something?
You hope you're not fucking a complete psychopath. Who
okay, no, but that's why you should never choke anybody. Anything that can be held against you in a court of law, you should never do, even if a woman gives you consent. Because people get divorced and they're falling out. And look at me and Gino.
You guys are fine.
What's the point of that choking anyway?
Hold on. Did Kevin just admit that he and Gino choked each other while they fucked?
No, I'm saying that clip you keep playing. I'm going to kill you.
I'll fucking kill you, fucking fat.
You were broken. You were a broken man.
So I'm saying that sometimes you're getting along with somebody, sometimes you're not. So choking somebody, even if they ask you to do it, unless they sign a consent or unless you have a video that you agree, she says something on video like, I'm okay with this guy choking me on this date, it's dumb thing to do.
Well, and then that takes all the hotness out of it. Is like if you have to sign.
Right, exactly.
Paper. Yeah.
I don't get that hotness thing with that choking stuff. I think that's awful.
Michaeline, you've been choked.
Well,
Ha!
yeah.
That was that.
No. I don't let people do that to me. I think that's awful. That just scares the shit out of me, really.
Okay.
Yeah, a safe words. You gotta worry about safe words, all kinds of stuff. Zeke, wife cucked, left me for a coked out lawyer. I will forever be known as Cucko the Clown. I also beg for money on a daily basis. Another one for the toe. I think some of these guys are gonna come in with not nice things to say.
Yeah, I'm getting the feeling that some of these guys do not like me.
There's some of these people Zeke is not on your side.
Keanu, what is it about my personality that might lead some people to believe I'm an asshole?
You know that sometimes you're a cringy douche. You
What?
know that. You know that.
Hey,
though.
we got a working title, Cringy Douche.
Cringy
Well,
douche.
no, but you know that you are that way. At least you own it, right?
What?
You don't know that you're a cringy douche clown
Well,
sometimes.
if I admit it, then the work is over.
Oh shit!
Yeah, don't admit it.
Yeah,
Never
what a
underestimate
great
the
Thompson.
power of denial. Deny that.
Right. But it's in an entertaining way. You're a cringy douche sometimes.
I
We're not
appreciate
saying
that.
you're not good at what you do.
That's really what I've been living for.
Yeah, but women seem to be attracted to you. Listen, when I first saw April on your show, I thought, like, I used to call her Minnesota 9 or whatever the hell I called her. But so you do okay with the ladies, even though you're a cringy douche. Explain.
I'm funny.
Explain for the people like Zeke and everybody else sending super chats. I read ahead a little bit. April said Aaron choked her out in court docs. Yeah, but they were
literally didn't.
They were made of candy, those court documents.
They were actually.
They were not like the ISO documents that's on my Twitter. I have the ISO court release document statement from the district attorney pinned on my Twitter in case anyone's ever looking to see. That's very official. I don't know how official the choked documents are, but the ISO documents are very official. They're on the pinned. They'll be pinned there on my Twitter forever. Nothing will ever replace them.
I have Keanu's statement to police in the Discovery up in my upstairs in my lockbox. I have everybody's statements. I'm never going to read them publicly, but I feel like if Gino,
I can't imagine what I said other than, I mean, the truth, but also he's a cringy douche.
Here's
and
my
that
thing. When you guys come out next, I'm going to give them to you. I'm going to give your statements to you.
Will you frame it? I'll put it in my studio.
Hey, first of all, you fucking chatty Kathy, there's way too many pages for me to frame them all.
Wait, listen, I wanted to be
Can
thorough.
Can I tell you this, though, in terms of the Discovery? Nick's statement was as long as everyone else's put together.
Oh, yeah, right.
Because he was coked up.
Yeah.
He was a gabby bitch.
Kiki, I could clear up lies against Toe, but I'm some dude. Kiki, I could clear up lies against Toe, but I'm gonna do little girl voices for my hubby who 3 women and threatened to beat April over the head.
What on earth
Raped
does
3
that
women.
mean?
Raped 3 women and threatened to beat April over the head.
YouTube terms of services.
I think that my man might be a little upset with you, Keanu.
You think Gino harmed some woman? My God, are you kidding? That's crazy. What, some dude? Do better. We don't know what you're fucking talking about. Yeah.
You know what I mean from earlier? Your response could be, okay.
Oh, but did Gino threaten to do something to April or no? Was that on somebody's show?
No.
Here's the deal. These people
I thought I remember seeing something like that.
These people need Gino or me or anyone else to be what they need them to be. So they'll take things that are either sarcasm or they'll take things that are like colloquialisms or anything else, and they'll make them bigger than they are so it can fit what they need to be true.
Who is better, Kayla or your slam piece?
I don't know anybody.
I'm going to say the slam piece. I'll answer that one for you. This guy's so full of shit he oozes.
I bet you this guy was really a big fan of mine before my appearance today.
Kiki Logic. Chris Abels. Oh, Chris Abels.
Hello, Chris Abels.
Kiki Logic. Steel Toe, domestic violence. Okay. Jonathan Scoop, domestic violence equals bad. Yeah, it's all on how you. It's all in how you interpret it.
Jason Scoop violently abused me for years and broke my wrist. That's all I fucking know.
Wait, what did you do to Steel Toe?
Gino's
What was your domestic violence?
Real fast.
I've never domestically violenced anyone. I will say this. I can tell you 110% if Keanu thought that I had ever been violent towards any woman, she would definitely not speak to me anymore.
I do not like that, obviously. Eugene, what's that? Hi.
Put me on speaker so I can respond to the RP stuff.
You are. Go ahead.
All right, let me point something out. It wasn't RP meaning raped. I get you get that because YouTube terms and service. Revenge porn would never happen. But again, let me make this clear one last time that Gino was right. When I said if April doesn't realize that living in a guest house while she tries to steal the fucking husband of a dopey named Kayla who's shutting her mouth because she just wants the money and the kids are being abused, and she doesn't realize this is her bottom, she wasn't hit hard enough, implying she was never hit, which she wasn't, because April's like who lied about being hit to an actual victim of being hit by a man. Gino's right about a lot of stuff. So again, no one was revenge porn. Ask Stacy. Kayla's a stupid. April's a fucking lying, manipulative who lied about being beaten to a woman who actually was. And Kevin better pay you for this because he's a piece of fucking shit. What a, I can't say it, I'm in mid-down.
You made him laugh. You made him laugh.
Yeah, and I'm right. By the way, no one ever said, hey, April. I've never laid my hands on a woman or Kevin, same thing. And even when Kevin made me spit in his wife's mouth while we were fucking, Keanu. But the point is that I never said hit April, but I was right about April. She lied. And fucking any woman in that situation that didn't want out and said she was hit, she was never abused, then she wasn't. And now she's where she belongs. Bottoming out like the that she is, while fucking Kayla sits there saying, oh my God, I just want it all to go away because April was the that reached out about the picture while Kayla sat there silently saying, I love my kids, even though my husband doesn't, but I really like the money. And they're all fucking not my good friend Aaron.
I love you. Bye-bye.
Aaron missed that whole speech.
Wait, he had to because, yeah.
Oh, he can't be on air for that?
No, it just, he only knows 3 people in the situation. That's all.
So
Aaron, you can come back now, but yeah.
So I really can't. It's like some sexual twister game where I can't even keep up with who's who and who's mad at who and why Gino's and why Gino's right. So Gino just made a joke about April.
I don't want to talk about her, but yeah, listen, yeah.
Court order, domestic violence, evil, another win. Gino just covered that. Zebra Man, Aaron, why are you sending go ahead, you read it, Aaron, if you can.
I can't read that, but I can tell you this is not true. But
I'll read it for you. Zebra Man, thank you for the $5. Aaron, why are you sending KR's booty pics on Facebook as shown on your morning show today? Timestamp 24:58. Show the clip. We don't know what you're talking about, Zebra Man. I don't, at least. So
wait, people are still on Facebook?
Does it still exist? Mine was taken over by a Vietnamese lady, stolen right out from under me.
You're not sending booty pics on Facebook. You can't. It's not even allowed, right? No, Aaron, you know, it'd be funny right now if you sent me a nudie of that Kayla lady.
I don't know anyone by the name.
Well, are you under parole that you can't?
That would be really funny.
It would be so funny.
Oh, as a goof.
I know. I'm kidding.
No, because he just went to court today. So it'll be extra funny. Gino threatened to beat April. YouTube turns to service. Yeah, but I think he was saying it as he's saying it in the way Gino says stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. People are giving me information.
What's that, KB?
That Aaron still can't say Kayla Ricotta, or KR. And he has to duck when I say it. After KB's, Gino threatened to beat April on YouTube. Steel Toe would never. Hey, Spaz Dork, did you knock up the first wife and take off? Answer, you did. Why do they care about your first fucking marriage?
First of all, because they love me. But second of all, I knocked up my first wife 2 times and was remarkably faithful. And then we got divorced. And then I knocked her up the third time, and then we finally figured it out.